G'day folks, my name's Shane. Today I'll be doing a little bit of a different review for my channel, although I have done reviews on this sort of stuff in the past, but this was an opportunity that I didn't want to pass up. Now, I've been shooting videos and uploading them to YouTube for over 10 years. As time's gone on, I've put more and more effort into my audio and my video quality and all of that kind of stuff. When I'm at home shooting on my own, it's really easy for me to get a pretty decent sound for my actual voice. I'm using this Rode Lav Pack right now. It's wireless and it's sitting on top of my camera. The problem and challenges I face is when someone comes over, like Ryan or Rick, and we do videos together, then all of a sudden I'm forced to do something else. So I have a few options. You can either set up something like this, which is a shotgun mic, and this particular mic is really good, but it's not as good in my opinion as having a shirt mic, because if you turn around and the mic's in one spot, you tend to lose the voice. And if someone's softly spoken, sometimes that's not always the best option either. It also picks up a lot more background noise than something like this, the one that I'm wearing on my shirt, which is right here. You can't even see it, nice and easy. The other option is I have to use one of these, which is a Zoom H1 recorder. I then use another lav mic with an adapter, and I plug all this together. Then I've got a secondary recording source that I have to sync up in post. Sometimes that can be easy, sometimes it's a huge pain. And that's why I wanted to give this a shot. Essentially what this does is it comes with two of these. So I get two transmitters to one receiver, and then I can have two people have their audio synced directly into the camera. So much easier. This is going to be awesome. I haven't even opened this yet. I don't know how they sound or even how the units themselves feel. So I thought, you know what, let's give this a shot. I'll do this on camera. We'll get an unboxing followed by an audio test and then some final thoughts on this particular product. If this works as well as I hope, this is going to be an absolute lifesaver, because essentially on most cameras you can only fit one receiver, which is why this is perfect. Two transceivers, one receiver. Very cool. A huge thanks to Comica for sending this out. I really appreciate it. This is going to benefit the channel to no end, so I really appreciate it. This is an unpaid review. I swapped my time producing this video for this particular pack, and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on what I think of it, as well as how it sounds. Now that you've heard my Rode Link wireless pack, maybe we'll hear a difference. So let's unbox it and see what it's got. Now don't get mistaken right here, it does have a handheld microphone on the box. I think that's an optional accessory. It just comes with these two and the receiver. So let's check it out. So here's the hard case that it comes in within the box, and it's got some pretty heavy duty clips on it as well, which is great. Let's take a look at this. We have some instructions and some extra information. Probably never read those. We have a whole lot of cables here. So we've got some lav mics, some extra cables. We'll get into all of those in a sec once we hook it up. So it comes with everything that you could possibly need, as well as an XLR one as well, which is good. So in here we have, what are they, some clips for, I guess, the transmitters, which is cool, as well as the receiver. So what's my impressions of these? Let's take a look. You know what? They actually feel really awesome in the hand. They're actual aluminium or steel. They're cold and they're quite heavy for their size in comparison to this, which is my Rode. It's probably twice as heavy as that and also a whole lot smaller, which is actually really great. One of the small criticisms of some of the Rode stuff is the plastic feels kind of cheap and nasty, whereas this feels a little bit more like the Sennheiser pack I used to have. It's sort of like a metal, you know, a metal body, which feels really great. Nothing wrong with the Rode pack either, by the way. And this one here is the other transmitter. So they're both of them right there. And we have one receiver, two antennas, makes it easy to see what's going on. Also in the case we have a whole bunch of these little guys right here, which will allow us to hook everything up to our camera basically on the hot shoe mount, so nice and simple. We also have a couple of these windshields right here in case I'm shooting outdoors. It basically stops the wind noise. These are actually in plastic right now, as you can see. We'll take a look at all the other connections. This particular one will go from the transmitter to the camera. We also get one of these. This connects via XLR. So if your camera looks like this, you can essentially just plug straight into the audio XLR input and you're good to go. We have 2 lav microphones and the other side of the connection is like that as well, which is great. Nice and easy to screw in. It also comes with 2 USB cables, which is cool. We can recharge these packs as we need to. They come with rechargeable batteries built in. Not sure if that's a pro or con right now, but either way, you get 2 cables so you can charge them at least 2 at a time. Let's take a look at the receiver to start with. Like I mentioned, this actually weighs quite a bit. It's built really well. And on the top we have an output which will go to your DSLR or video camera. And it also has, believe it or not, a headphone out as well, which is awesome. So you can monitor through headphones what's going on. On the front of the unit we have 4 separate buttons, a power on and off, a set, and up and down button. Let's just see if this actually turns on. I haven't charged this yet, so we'll see how it goes. Looks like it's powered up fine. As you can see from the screen, there's a lot going on. And over to the transmitters now. Both of these are identical to each other, so I'll just show you this one. On the top we have an input from the microphone. We also have an IR here as well, which we'll get into in the video. 4 buttons as well. Looks very, very similar. Let's turn it on and see if it powers up. So let's hook one of these up. I've just unpacked one of the microphones here. Let's go ahead and click it in. Clicks in nicely, screw it down, and done. Now for the particular DSLR that I'm using right now, I'm going to use this particular cable, one with the jacks on both sides, as opposed to the XLR one. If I'm using my Canon, this will work, but I'm not going to use that right now for the stuff that we're doing. So let's unpack this guy. Plug it into the output, secure it, and that is it. Now at least I have 1 pack ready to go. The other pack I don't really need right now, so I'm not going to hook this guy up because you'll no doubt hear it on future YouTube videos anytime I'm shooting with somebody else. Alright, let's turn these things on and see what happens. Might be a little bit hard to see over the actual camera. I'm trying my best to get a good shot here. Now the screens are backlit, but only for a few moments. And as you can see, it's already picking up my voice. Group A is working, so let's go over to this other camera now and see how they sound. Alright, I'm back and I've just hooked up both of the microphones. The one you're listening to right now is the Comica wireless pack, and it's coming at you through this wirelessly to my camera. As you can see from my B cam, everything's hooked up and it's nice and tidy. This was really easy to set up. So far, so good. It automatically detects that there's a transmitter on, which is fantastic as well. I didn't have to go through menus or anything like that. All I had to do was turn the volume of the actual receiver down so it wasn't clipping my camera, and we were good to go. Much like what I had to do with this Rode pack as well, same type of thing. You might have noticed I didn't go into any of the specs or anything like that in the video, so I'm saving that till now. So if you want to know some more of the technical specifications about this unit, this is the part of the video that you should watch, and all of this will be on the Comica audio, obviously. So if you can hear a difference between the packs, please let me know what you think of the sound. I'm yet to hear it yet in post, but I'll let you know what I think by putting something somewhere on screen, and I'll let you know my thoughts about it. Some of the cool things about this pack is it's a UHF pack. It's got 96 channels and it will go 120 meters, which is amazing. And that's with clear line of sight. So if you're outdoors, 120 meters, line of sight, no problems. It said if you've got walls and obstructions in the way, it will do 60 meters, which is more than what most people will need. So that's fantastic. I haven't tested this outside yet, but that might be a test for my other channel. I'll put a link up in the cards and you can check that out. The enclosures are full metal with really great shielding as well. As I mentioned, opening this up, and my first impression was like, man, these things feel amazing in the hand. The first thing was, wow, they're cold. Like, that's kind of crazy. You pick up plastic, it doesn't really feel, it feels room temperature on the most part. These actually felt cold and heavy in a good way. So yeah, metal enclosures, good shielding, supposedly stops a lot of interference. Another great thing is it's got auto IR syncs, so basically turn them on and they'll work. You don't have to go fiddling through menus or anything like that. That's an awesome feature to have. This particular unit has 16 different volume steps as well. When I got it, it was on 16. I just backed it off to about 8 and I was good to go. It's definitely not clipping anything on my camera right now. I can see my audio levels, they look perfect. So This is how it's going to sound straight out of the box. All I did was turn them on and I was ready to go, and they came charged as well. If you've got someone behind the camera, they can essentially listen to your audio in real time without any lag. Just plug in some headphones and you'll be good to go. That's a really good feature if you actually have someone else behind the camera. Generally, I'm always in front of the camera and behind the camera to start with, but I can't monitor my own sound because the camera is all the way back there. One of the things I should touch on is the battery life. Now, just through regular use, you'll get a whole lot of time out of them, but they're rechargeable batteries and they're internal as well. That could be a pro or con depending on how you look at it. For me personally, I like to buy a set of rechargeable batteries and just recharge them, and after their life is spent, I like to then just get another set and use those. On the back, there's just regular screws. You could get a Phillips head screwdriver, take off the back and maybe replace the battery down the track if that ever happened. I mean, most rechargeable battery packs you'll get at least 3 to 4 years out of, maybe more. I mean, look at phones these days, they last forever. One of the downsides of a lot of wireless packs out there is they don't always offer both type of connections. The other one I'll put on screen, which is actually hooked up to my camera, and they don't sometimes always come with the XLR. While I'm not going to use this for my main camera, I'll definitely get use out of this if I'm using my Canon or if I'm using a sound card or whatever going straight to the web on a live stream. Awesome stuff. In terms of this pack over the road, there's a huge advantage. The LED screen is a whole lot more informative. That's one of the huge criticisms I see of the road pack. Although they're really, really good, they don't really tell you much information on the screen. So this one will tell you battery life, it will tell you everything. If you want to actually bring the screen on, tap the button on the front, the power button, and it will light the LED. You can also set a timer for how long you want that to stay on as well. That's pretty cool. If you're wondering what I don't like about the road pack, I've been using that for months now, and the only way to check your battery life is to look on top of the camera at how much battery life's left on the receiver. I can't just check it on here. So that's a bit of a downer. This will actually tell me how much battery life's left on here. And since I've been shooting this video, the battery hasn't moved at all, and I haven't even charged these up. It's still on 3 full bars. One other thing I need to point out too, I had to look through the instructions on the box. I don't know if this is actually a condenser microphone. So if there's a huge difference between the Rode and the Comica mic, it might be a dynamic microphone. I'm sure we could do a swap, so let's do that. Now the cool thing about this pack is also I've just switched to my Rode lav mic going through the Comica pack, which is awesome. It just fits in perfectly. So if the audio quality is not up to the same standard as this microphone, you can simply upgrade your actual lav mic. Or if you already have one that you love, you can use that from Sennheiser or whatever. But it does come with 2. Hopefully they sound good. I'll find out in post. Let me know your thoughts on this video and on this pack. If you're a YouTuber, and I know a lot of YouTubers watch my channel as well and follow me and also ask me a whole lot of questions and all that kind of stuff, this video was designed primarily for you guys who actually produce content, or anyone out there who's into photography or videography or anything like that who might want a pack like this. I think it's going to save the headache of post-syncing. So thank you so much, Comica, for sending this out, or Comica. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's going to be a great pack. Anytime I'm at Jerry's Lefty Guitars in the States and we're doing an interview or something like that, we'll be able to both just mic up and it will save the hassle. So thank you so much. Thanks again, folks. Don't forget, this is an unpaid review. I just simply swapped my time producing this video for this particular pack, and I thought it was a pretty sweet deal. Like I said, productivity for me is the king. Anytime I have to sort through files, it drives me nuts. So this is a really cool thing. Thanks again, guys. Catch you soon. See ya.